Welcome back to The Explainer. Today we're diving straight into a clinical examination of some absolutely catastrophic live stream trading losses to uncover the deep psychological truths behind them. We're looking at the most visceral, painful financial disasters ever captured on camera. Now, we aren't here to point fingers or just laugh at someone's misfortune. Instead, we're looking at the raw data of human behavior to understand exactly what breaks down in our brains under extreme financial pressure.
Okay, let's dive right into this chaos by looking at the exact, panicked words of a streamer watching his account evaporate in real time. He literally said, "Oh my God, what just happened? Is this an April joke? Oh my God, I have to refresh this." Guys, this is the raw sound of reality completely shattering. It's the exact moment the market fundamentally breaks a trader's worldview. This isn't just a bad day at the office, you know? It's a profound psychological shock unfolding live for the entire world to see.
So, the crucial point here is that we aren't just gawking at bad luck. We're performing a psychological autopsy to diagnose why traders self-sabotage even when they completely know the rules. The sources we're analyzing reveal a pretty hard truth. The problem almost never lies with a faulty trading strategy, and it isn't simply a lack of discipline. The root cause actually goes much deeper into the neuroscience of fear and inherited money trauma. We're going to dissect 4 distinct causes of death for a trading account.
Let's look at cause of death number 1, the dopamine chase.
Let's see how a desperate need for constant stimulation leads to absolute financial ruin. Just imagine losing $20,000 on a live broadcast simply because you chased the hype and trusted a literal child scammer pushing a meme coin. According to our sources, a famous streamer decided to invest heavily in a cryptocurrency created by a kid, buying in massive quantities on stream. And within moments, the young creator pulled the liquidity, essentially draining all the real money out of the project and completely vanishing. This is exactly what happens when the thrill of the gamble completely overrides basic risk management.
Take a look at Gavin, a streamer who actually taught trading. He took a long position, betting the coin's value would go up. Instead, the creator dumped everything in an instant rug pull. Anyone holding that coin lost nearly 90% of their money instantly. We're talking about a token's market cap violently collapsing from $2 million down to just $83,000 in a flash. Seeing this chart drop off a cliff is just the ultimate consequence of trading for a rush.
The honest truth is that these traders aren't failing because of a broken strategy. They're failing because they're trading with an identity that seeks cheap thrills over a consistent process. The source material points out that when you revenge trade, when you succumb to FOMO or chase wildly volatile meme coins, you're really operating from a trauma-driven identity. You're basically letting your brain's craving for dopamine totally hijack your trading edge.
Moving right along to cause of death number 2, the survival override protocol.
Consider the Wolfman. He's a streamer known for wearing a wolf mask, who shorted Apple stock, meaning he bet heavily that the price would fall. Well, he watched the trade go violently against him, to the tune of $35,000, and he literally passed out on camera. At first, everything was normal, but then the market moved sharply against his position. And as the loss ticked past $33,000, then $35,000, his body just shut down. He didn't just lose his money, he lost consciousness.
This totally visceral reaction is the survival override protocol in action, and it proves that an unmastered mind will treat a ticking chart exactly like a physical predator. When a massive loss occurs, your reptilian brain seriously doesn't know the difference between a falling stock price and a tiger jumping out of the bushes. It triggers a profound, literal, biological collapse. The trader's intellect is completely bypassed, and raw, biological panic just takes the wheel.
Which brings us to cause of death number 3, the execution gap. The Arab YouTuber Abdullah Al-Fazan admitted he thought he found a market loophole, saying, "I thought I found the loophole, I was averaging down, I lost $269,000. He let early successes trick him into a false sense of invincibility. He was trading Forex, watching his account grow daily, and felt completely unstoppable. But you know, when the market turned and a massive drop occurred, instead of taking a small hit, his psychology shifted entirely.
Instead of following the golden rule to cut losses immediately, a massive gap opened between his knowledge and his actual execution. Abdullah rationalized his bad trade until he was down a staggering $269,000. He kept telling himself it was just a small dip, injecting more capital to average down, essentially throwing good money after bad, because he was so convinced the price would bounce back. He knew the rules, absolutely. But in the heat of the moment, that execution gap swallowed his entire account.
And our final cause of death,
Number 4, the tax of distraction.
Imagine this timeline. A streamer accidentally flashed his private seed phrase, which is the master password to his digital wallet, for just seconds on his broadcast, and opportunistic viewers immediately drained it of over $100,000. He was just casually streaming, trying to recover his digital wallet, and a pop-up window briefly exposed that critical phrase. Because his focus was totally split between entertaining an audience and managing real money, it cost him everything in a matter of mere minutes.
This distraction tax compounds so quickly. Whether it's leaking a seed phrase or clicking a shady Telegram link that results in a $200,000 hack, these are all symptoms of a lost center, of a trader trying to entertain an audience rather than mastering their own focus. Our sources highlight another streamer whose computer was compromised live on air via a suspicious link, and he lost 200 grand instantly. When you trade to impress others, you lose your center, and that makes you incredibly vulnerable to the slightest mistake.
So, what's the cure? It's the 0-point protocol and becoming a reality architect.
Having diagnosed these catastrophic failures, we really have to explore the psychological surgery required to rebuild your trading identity from the ground up. We need to look at the deep contrast between a trauma-driven trader who continuously self-sabotages and a reality architect who utilizes the 0-point protocol to trade with absolute emotional neutrality. The trauma-driven trader operates totally out of fear. They move their stop losses and basically beg the market for dopamine. The reality architect, however, trades from a state of abundance. They aren't flexing their charts, right? They show up every single day focused entirely on process, discipline, and remaining perfectly emotionally centered regardless of the outcome.
The ultimate liberation comes when you finally realize that trading isn't a casino. It's a profound discipline where the market simply mirrors your own mind back at you. It's a harsh, uncompromising mirror, guys. If you're deeply insecure, greedy, or distracted, the market is going to exploit that instantly, whether you're live on a stream or just sitting alone in your room. True trading is about self-mastery. It's about facing your own flaws like a samurai mastering their sword. It is art.
I want to leave you with a final thought to really chew on before you ever open another chart. Every single trade is a test of your focus, of your edge, and of your inner self. So, who actually shows up when you click? Is it the traumatized, dopamine-chasing version of you, or the disciplined reality architect? The answer to that question is literally what will determine your financial survival. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep learning, keep mastering your mind, and I'll see you next time.